Hello, everybody, and welcome to Club Banter's Game Week 11 Preview. And of course, we shall be doing a review of the Champions League games. Karibu sana, Stevo. Naona nimesahau kuvaa earphones, headphones.
Hello, guys.
Leo umeamulia kuvaa jazi ya Roma.
That's when nimesahau. Jose Mourinho.
How are you doing, bro?
Jose Mourinho. Representing.
How are you doing, bro?
I'm good. Wiki imeenda poa. Football-wise, not so happy. We still show zile vitu tulikuwa tunaonyesha last week.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with the point. I had a feeling we'd get a point. So yeah, we move.
Yeah, we move on. We move on.
Still in the all-out battalion.
So my week has been good. A bit disappointed by the results as well. Nilikuwa nadhani tutawin. I had also predicted Atletico to beat Liverpool, but Atletico let me down. Atletico let me down big time. Uko na results za Champions League, Europa League, the big teams tupitie mbio before we proceed to the preview. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to post your comments in the comment section below, and also make sure you give this video a like and you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Club Banters. Yeah.
So we'll start with the UEFA Champions League. There were a lot of games this midweek. We'll start. The first game was against Chelsea versus Malmo. Malmo lost 1-0. Then we went to Wolfsburg versus Salzburg. Wolfsburg won 2-1. Then we went to our group, Villarreal versus Young Boys. Villarreal won 2-0. Juventus, Zenit. Juventus went away with a win of 4-2. Bayern, Benfica. Bayern, obviously, they won 5-2. Sevilla, Lille. It was a surprise. Sevilla lost to Lille 2-1. Dynamo Kiev, Barcelona. Barcelona had a narrow win of 1-0. Atalanta, Manchester, a draw of 2-2. Real Madrid versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Real Madrid got 2-1. Milan versus Porto, a draw of 1-1. Sporting versus Besiktas, 4-0 in favor of Sporting. Then return leg of Dortmund versus Ajax. Ajax again won 3-1. Sheriff, Inter were able to win again 3-1. Liverpool, Atletico, another return leg where Liverpool were victorious by 2-0. The other game that was there was Man City versus Club Brugge, where Man City won 4-1. And the final game of this match days, was it 4 of 6? Was Leipzig versus PSG, where PSG won. No, it was a draw actually. It was a draw when it ended 2-2. Yes, that were the games for. Let's go to the Europa League. The Europa League, I think I'll just go to main teams. Okay, this week there were a couple of good games that were played. I'll start with Real Sociedad versus Tram, where it ended 1-1. Monaco versus PSV, a barren draw. There was Napoli versus Legia, where Napoli emerged victorious 4-1. Another game was between West Ham and Genk, where it was a 2-2 draw. Leicester also went a 1-1 draw with Sparta Moscow. Is it Moskva?
We seem to be losing you. Your internet.
My internet is not okay.
Yeah, now it's stable.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sawa. Let me go back to West Ham versus Genk was a 2-2 draw. Then Leicester also went a 1-1 draw with Spartak. Then there was another draw, Marseille versus Lazio, a 2-2 draw. Yeah, I think those are the main games in the Europa League this week.
Yeah, Bayern scoring 5 goals for the second time in the week. Remember that also over the weekend they scored 5 goals. Lewandowski for the Ballon d'Or. What do you think about that big man up
Mm,
front?
I think he deserves it. To be honest,
Mm,
since last season, because I guess Ballon d'Or, they look at the previous calendar year, not just the
mm,
current form, of which he's
mm,
good. Currently, he's still putting up numbers. He's
yeah.
been doing that since last season. So yeah, I
Mm,
think of all the players, I'd say Lewandowski deserves it more. Some people may
yeah.
say Jorginho, but
Uh-huh.
but I think contributions from Jorginho cannot be compared with what Lewandowski does. In my
Mm,
opinion, that's just my humble opinion. Yes, Jorginho has won internationally and both club-wise, but the numbers are just ridiculous for Lewandowski.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
for me, I'd go with Lewandowski this year, this time.
I think if I was asked to select the top five to win the Ballon d'Or, I'd go for Lewandowski. I'll go for Salah. I'd go for Ronaldo, Jorginho, and the fifth one is Chelsea's goalkeeper, Eduard
Mendy.
Mendy. Yeah, I think he deserves to be among the top five of the Ballon d'Or because you look at his journey the last 2 seasons and coming from those humble beginnings where he was rejected and winning the Champions League, I think that's a big step for him. I also agree with you. Lewandowski, last season, he missed out on the Ballon d'Or because of COVID. You remember that Ballon d'Or did not happen last season because of COVID. And I think he has proven that he's still among the top players. And this season, he has scored a lot of goals, hat tricks upon hat tricks, week after week. Salah, I think he also needs to be in the discussion, the top three. But for me, it's a bit difficult to unyime Lewandowski. But yes, Salah, it's a bit difficult to be convinced that Salah deserves the Ballon d'Or, but he deserves to be among the top three. Looking at the results, Barcelona were lucky to beat Dynamo Kiev 1-0. Ansu Fati, then the teenager, coming up with the goal, a quick fire goal, or he snatched a goal basically to hand Barcelona their first win since the coach left. Hii team unaona kama ita progress ama we had said they would win but it will be difficult for them. Do you see them progressing? Because I'm looking at the table and I'm seeing Barcelona
Uh,
are looking at the standings. I'm seeing that they are second now and they're yet to play Bayern, they're yet to play Benfica.
I think I don't know. I think that 1-0 win, although it was a narrow win, it
Mm,
gave them some kind of lifeboat to hang on. Being second in the group will I think might motivate them to play better. The only
mm,
issue is that the two games that are remaining are
mhm.
I'd say a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I think they'll make it. They might scrap it. Benfica
Mm.
might be the team to go to Europa. I think Dynamo
Yeah.
Kiev is out. So yeah.
Mhm. Mm.
I think I've lost Simon.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
I don't
Hello.
know if it's on my side or his side. But
No,
yeah,
I'm here.
I'll just continue.
Yeah.
Let me see. Another notable game I'd say was between
I think we've lost Steve. He's having connectivity issues. But he was basically outlining whether Barcelona will proceed or not. Hopefully, we can have him back. Um, Moving forward, we are having Manchester United, who Ronaldo came up with the goods again to deliver another, not victory, but points towards Ole's side. And he seems to be keeping Ole in the job. Remember that Ronaldo also scored the winner against Atalanta in the first leg of the game. In the same group, Villarreal beat Young Boys 2-0. but Manchester United on top based on alphabetic difference. Remember, the Champions League does not follow the normal one for goal difference, because if it's goal difference, then it means that Manchester United are second. Yeah, Steve is back.
Are we
So
back?
you found me progressing with Manchester United's group, that is Group F, saying
Mhm.
that Manchester United are top based on a alphabetical order. Remember that Champions League, we don't use goal difference um, to separate the team if they are drawn on points. So this is also a very open group, because Atalanta also have a chance to qualify. Remember, if they beat Young Boys and Villarreal, they'll be on how many points? They'll be on 9 points,
Inter will be
and
at
9 points, and
12 points.
the other two at Manchester United and Villarreal are on 7 points. So it's still a very very open group.
Yeah,
The top three teams can even Young Boys,
yeah.
they do have a chance to qualify at the moment, because they have 3 points. So the next game will be very crucial for all teams. Mm,
It's a very tight group for me.
mm.
Anyone can qualify and anyone can
And
be left
can,
out.
mm,
So I don't know.
mm,
Well, I think it will be difficult because Villarreal is also a really good team.
mm.
As we can remember, I think they beat us last year in the
Yeah, yeah.
semi-finals.
In the
So
finals,
they are well
a
coached
very
again.
painful loss.
Very painful loss. They
Mm,
are well coached.
yeah.
So I don't know. Young boys actually won their first. I
Mhm.
think their first points, their only points actually, their only win was
Mm.
against us.
Yes.
So I,
Imagine.
I
Just
I
imagine.
don't know. It will be if we scrape out, if we win next, if our next game we win, then we are safe. But if we lose
Mm.
or we draw,
That's it.
uh,
We are out.
I don't know.
Back
We might
we
end up
we
in the
go
Europa again,
Europa League. We have Cristiano Ronaldo playing in the Europa League. That's why I
which will be
think
a fact.
Ronaldo is hardworking in those Manchester United Champions League games to make sure that he doesn't qualify for the Europa League. But it's interesting. Today you're wearing a Roma jersey. Does it mean that you are following the old coach Jose Mourinho to Roma? Uh,
This is an old jersey. This is an old jersey. I've had it for a couple of years.
mhm.
So yeah, I'm still a Manchester supporter.
And the supporter.
Yes, die-hard Manchester supporter.
Eh,
So yeah. It's just I like the design. I like the way it's made. That's why I have
mhm.
it. But
Yeah.
yeah, in Italy, I'd say I don't think I even support. I'm a Juventus fan.
Mm.
So this is just it's just a good design of a T-shirt. So I thought, yeah, why not? Why not have
Ah, excuses bro, excuses bro. Sema tu umegive up na Man U. Umeanza kuepa mapema.
give up na
Anyway,
Ole Gunnar.
umegive up na Ole Gunnar, but not Man U. Looking at other fixtures, Chelsea are surprised 1-0 win away. I thought they would win more. And Juve qualified. Juventus and Bayern are the first teams to qualify to the round of 16. Juventus with a convincing 4-2 win. Looking at Wednesday's fixtures, venye umesikia Man City won, Liverpool won, Atletico aliniaibisha sana. But Steve, what do you think about UEFA referees this week? Wamekuwa kipeana red card kama madawa.
Uh, I don't know. Okay, I haven't watched so many games, honestly,
Mm,
but
mm,
I've just watched the highlights, and I think I saw like, is it three? I think three games. There were red cards in three games.
mm.
Athletic also, I think they got a red again.
A very weird red card
Really weird.
because
I think also there was another big game where was it Dortmund or Ajax? Or I
yes,
think also
yes,
Dortmund got a red. I think
yeah, they
can't
did.
remember the other team that got a red, but
Mm,
yeah, there
mm.
were a couple of reds.
Even the Tottenham game, there were 3 red cards, one for Tottenham and 2 for Vitesse. I watched that game actually, and
You is it
the
what
the
is it called that
the
that tournament?
the Europa Conference League. A very weird
Did you
one.
ever
I watched
qualify
that
for that?
game. Yeah.
Nasema qualify kwa hiyo competition. I am not watching a single game. Nimesema, especially if Ole Gunnar is still the coach, I am not watching a single game of that conference league. I remember years ago tukienjoy Arsenal sasa wanacheza Europa and we said what is the ini competition gani watu wanaochingi on and now like for a couple of years we were like stuck in the Europa. Hatungeweza kutoka. I think we're still stuck because we always just get demoted every single season during the group stage. So I hope this is the turnaround season. We have Mr. Champions League by the name Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So I hope we'll push a bit to maybe the last 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last 8 would be good because I don't want to watch another Europa, whatever Europa League. Is it Europa League or
Conference League? They are almost now introducing. They are almost now.
Yes.
I think UEFA are now almost introducing the UEFA County League. So that we have at the top 10 teams in every league playing in that one. But there's a result we forgot to mention, Steve. I don't know whether you have that result. It was Arsenal won 4-1 against Barcelona. Oh, sorry. These are results from 4 years ago. Paul, sorry. I thought they played in the Champions League. Sorry, I think my Internet Explorer has an issue. Yeah, but they did win 4-1 against Basel, but unfortunately, I think my Internet Explorer is stuck to results for 4 years ago, and that's the last time Arsenal participated in the Champions League. And the funny fact is that, do you know that Arsenal lost 5-1 at home, 5-1 away to Bayern, and 5-1 away? 5-1 away and 5-1 at home to Bayern. And that's the last time I think they gave up on Champions League. Ni kama waliona hapa hatuwezani.
I think they've also given up on Europa. So they just sijui.
Glenn karibu sana anasema Arsenal ikafunga 8-4 ama ni huyo Arsenal timu wa mtaani. No, Arsenal beat FC Basel 4-1 away 4 years ago. That is the 2016-17 season, and that's the last time Arsenal participated in the Champions League. But don't worry, they are still participating as fans for rival teams. I hear the other day they were Atalanta fans. In fact, I think I saw Devi akivaa jazi ya think Devi alivaa jazi ya Atalanta. Now let's look at this weekend's fixtures. We have 2 big derbies coming through. We have the double M derby, the first M being the Manchester derby and the other derby being the Milan derby. And if you don't know the Milan derby, it's usually played at the San Siro, and that is Inter Milan versus AC Milan. Then you have the Manchester derby, Man United versus Man City. Tuanze na hiyo. What do you think? Because that's the early kickoff.
I don't know. I'm not so confident. Tukienda nayo mentality yenye tulikuwa nayo Atalanta game, I think this is Man City. It's not Atalanta. I will also borrow the famous words from one Mr. Paul Scholes saying that Man City will be rubbing their hands if they see we're playing the way we played during the midweek. So I don't know. I can't put us past Man City, especially now where they are full of confidence. They won 4-1 midweek. I don't know, and our defense still has Maguire. I don't know why Maguire plays. Honestly, I think he's shown that either his lack of confidence, because I can't say that he's a bad player. Honestly, he's shown some qualities that he has. Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just but the deep. I think he needs just to be put out of the pressure. I think the pressure where you're the captain and you're not performing is
Mm,
weighing down on him.
mm,
So if I was Solskjaer, which I'm not, I think I just rest him for a couple of games.
mm,
Bailey has shown that he's more than capable to do the job.
mm.
Uh, Hopefully he'll be fit. I don't know if Lindelof is fit enough. I'm not sure
He's
because he
injured.
didn't play.
Lindelof is injured, I
Varane,
think. Yeah. Varane is injured out for a month. Lindelof is injured. So the options we have in defense are
we
Phil
don't have
Jones.
options.
Phil Jones is there.
In short, we don't
I
have
don't.
options from Maguire to
We
play.
have
So
Eric
yeah,
Bailly and we have Maguire. So I agree with you. I think City this time are going to beat United. Reason being our defense at the moment is shit, to be honest. We can't defend from midfield to defense. In fact, if you look at all those games we've played, it's either a draw or a win based on Ronaldo's and Bruno's brilliance. Otherwise, our defense, hakuna. We don't have a defense there. So I'm not confident. Ole Gunnar usually seems to find a way to beat Pep because I think Ole Gunnar is the first manager to beat Pep in three or four I think three consecutive matches. Yeah, so uh, Ole Gunnar is a very effective coach against Pep, but this time round, with the performance we have, unless it's because we are at home in front of 75,000 fans, the team might turn up and might want to prove a point. Ole is still under pressure. Remember that he's still being scrutinized and still being looked at by the board. And I feel that if he loses this game, this will be his last game, considering that we are going into the international duty, international game week, and it will be easier for the coach to be sacked in the international week, so that it's another coach can come in and settle quickly. Um, it's for me. I think it's a 3-1 win to City. That's my prediction. A 3-1 win to City. And I have a feeling Grealish will score and give an assist. Our one goal will be scored as a penalty. That's my prediction. The last time I predicted 3-1 to Liverpool, we were 4-0
how
down
this,
at halftime.
I think our problem is not
Mhm.
going forward. I think
Mhm.
our biggest problem is behind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think we will score. I
Mhm.
think we're capable of, especially since Man City's game is more possession. I
Mhm.
think we can get them at the break and do maybe do a couple of what are they called, counter attacks.
Counter attacks, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we still have Rashford who can run. We still have Sancho. We still have a couple of players who have legs on them.
Mm.
Uh, I think we'll score, but I don't
Mm.
think we'll outscore Man City just by the fact that our defense is very loose.
Just say our defense is shit. Just be honest, because it is. I mean,
It's not
there is
actually our
nothing to
defense
hide.
is not.
No,
I
at the moment, our defense is shit because
why?
I mean,
I think
you
only
look at
one play is shit. I'd
you.
say if I was to be asked, one play is shit.
Yeah, one player is shit, but you see, he's the leader, he's the captain, he's the one calling the shots in the defense. You see, if and we all know this, if the head is sick, the whole body won't function, because um, I feel that Maguire was rushed back, coming back to the pitch. He should have been given some game time, probably in the under 21s or in the smaller games like the Carabao Cup that we lost to West Ham, just to get him up to speed. And then you give people like Varane and Bailly a chance to play. Our problem you're having is we have a player who's out of form and he's being favored just to play. That's our problem. So when I say our defense is shit, it's shit because, for example, you look at that goal Salah scored, two of them. Maguire was on the right side, and Young had, Luke Shaw had to come in to cover his side. So which means the left flank is open. So his positional awareness at the moment is not there. And sometimes, I coach hockey, so let me speak from a hockey perspective as a hockey coach. Sometimes you have to drop a player, whether it's a big name player or not. You just have to drop them so that you can tell them, you've lost your place until you prove otherwise. For example, at the moment, you look at performance of, for example, Emil Smith Rowe and Bukayo Saka. Pepe can't get a place at the squad at the moment. Pepe is a big signing. He's a 72, 75 million signing. But because Bukayo Saka and Emil Smith Rowe are playing amazing football, um, Arteta has the balls to drop the damn player. He dropped Lacazette, he dropped Aubameyang, and look at Arsenal right now. But what happens to Man United? He can't drop Pogba, he can't drop Bruno when he's off, he can't drop Maguire. I mean, we need to get that point where we create a competition within the playing squad. So, for example, if Pogba is out, Fred is injured, let Van de Beek play. But I can guarantee you, if both, and Steve, we can place a bet on this, if both Fred and Pogba are out, okay, Pogba is definitely out, but if Fred is out, you'll find that you will play Matic.
I think also it's I think it's usually a case of protecting your signings with Ole
Mm,
Gunnar.
yeah.
Like you'll find all the players that he actually signed, he
Mm,
usually plays them a lot.
yeah.
Guys like Maguire, guys like Bruno.
Bruno.
Who else
Yeah.
did he sign?
Cavani.
Yes, okay, Cavani not so much because okay, Cavani has been injured and has
Mm,
been unfit for a while.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but
One
Ronaldo
one
now,
Bisaka. One
yeah, Wan
Bisaka.
Bissaka, like
Mm,
he favors the players that he signed
mm,
for a particular reason. I don't know why he's not. Sancho is not favored. It's
mhm.
his. I think he's the biggest signing other than
Yeah.
Ronaldo. That's a very huge investment that they made
Mm,
for the
yeah.
player. And going by the fact that they are not playing him, it's weird for me. He forced also Lingard to remain. He didn't
Mm,
sell him.
yeah.
I don't think Lingard is getting enough playing time, so most likely he won't sign an extension, meaning he'll go for free.
Yeah.
Whereas if we just agreed West Ham to take him, we'd have some money.
Mm,
Because I don't think Lingard is a good player, but he's not being used by Manchester, which is very weird. Why we'd want to keep a player where we I don't know. It's a weird situation where I think he was afraid that we'd be losing a good player, but yet
mm,
again, he didn't realize that there's no space for Lingard in that team.
yeah.
I
Mm.
don't think I don't think Lingard will ever have a consistent playing time in Manchester United in
No,
the
he
short
won't.
period. He won't,
Mm,
which
yeah.
is weird. He also, as Glenn has highlighted, Mata doesn't get game time, yet they extended him 1 year contract.
Yeah.
Reasons are known to us.
Mm.
They just add contracts for players who they don't have any plan for them, which is
I
very
think
weird.
I think as we finish about Manchester United and move on to other games, the Manchester Derby, I think Man United are at that stage where they are holding players. They are more or less like Real Madrid during the time of Galacticos. They are currently like PSG. If you look at PSG, they have nine nine goalkeepers, and all of them are top-rated goalkeepers. You look at their midfield. Jorginho Van Aldam cannot even get a starting lineup. They have a lot of talent on the bench, but they don't get to play. So I think Manchester United is holding players. They don't want to release players because probably they feel that they will make a mistake like the one they did, releasing players like Zaha, players like Sanchez, Lukaku. So I think they are scared because if you look at Lingard, Lingard can go to any top side immediately. You look at Donny, can go to any top European side, but um, they are looking. They are running the players like a commercial entity. They are not running players like a quality player that can win trophies. Yeah. So moving on, you have the Milan derby. Inter Milan versus AC Milan. Both teams currently having a flip flop season. They are not quite up to form, but I can see that Inter Milan won and AC Milan, I think they drew, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Milan won. No, they drew 1-1 with Porto, and Inter Milan won. So, how do you see this, Steve? Do you see Zlatan punishing Inter, or will it be a close one?
Mhm. I still think Inter are just a better team
Mhm,
wholesomely. As a team, I think Inter have more firepower.
mhm,
Uh, Regardless of whether they lost Lukaku and Hakimi. Is it
mhm.
Hakimi?
Yes.
I think they still have enough depth in the team.
Mm,
AC Milan, I think their problem is depth. I don't think AC Milan is has enough depth in the team. I
mhm,
think it's a thin squad where if Zlatan or one big name gets an injury, it becomes a bit difficult to cope.
mm,
So I think Inter Milan, I'd go for an Inter win for me.
mhm,
Yeah, uh, I'd say 2-0 or 3-1, something a score like that one. I think.
mm,
Yeah,
mm.
who is at
Yeah.
home? Inter or AC?
Let me confirm.
I think Inter is at home. If I'm not wrong. Or
Mm, it's going
it's
to
in
be
San Siro,
played.
or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
then
It's going
Inter
to
is
be
at
played.
home.
Yeah, yeah. Milan will be playing at home. Yeah, Milan will be playing at home.
Which
So
Milan? They are
looking
both Milans.
AC. Sorry. So
Oh,
when we say Milan is AC Milan, when you say Inter is Inter Milan. So we usually don't say Milan and mean
okay.
Inter Milan. Come on, Steve.
No,
Yeah.
some people, we're talking to an international audience. So
Okay.
when you
Okay.
say
Okay.
Milan, some people
I'm
in
sorry.
Uganda
I'm
or
sorry. I'm sorry. I'll be specific. SC Milan will be
AC Milan
playing
is
at
at home.
yes, is at home.
And where are they playing at
And
San Siro?
uh that's a good question. Um matches. Yeah, I'm looking at the last matches. Inter has won 3-1 and 2-1, and then Milan won the other one. So in the first leg of last season, Milan won 2-1, and then in the second leg, Inter won 3-0. Interesting one to call. But I think I agree with you. I think um, Inter Milan are going to win this, but it will be a narrow win. Nicolo Barella has signed a new contract with the club, that is Inter Milan, until 2026. That's a very good player that was being scouted by the likes of Bayern, Real Madrid, Manchester United, and even Liverpool. And there was a time Liverpool last season were close to agreeing a deal with the agent, but I think the player just wanted to stick with the club. Yeah, so Zlatan, he's back. He did not get to play in the Europa game, but he is available. Moving on to Arsenal, they will be playing on
Sun
Sunday. Uh, uh, yeah,
against
the
what?
Arsenal will be playing against Watford. Remember, Watford have a new coach, and last weekend they won 5-0.
Five
Yeah,
two, I think.
yeah,
5-0 or
5-2.
5-2.
I think 5-2.
Yeah.
Let's see. At Watford. Yeah, 5-2. Yeah, so Arsenal are home to Watford. Arsenal have won the last time they met, Arsenal has won two. The last three matches, they won two.
Yes.
They drew one. So at home, Arsenal beat them 3-2. That's the last time Watford met with Arsenal. And Arsenal are on a high and they are trying to get into the top six positions. Remember, currently they are tied on points with the likes of let me get the table. So Arsenal is in
I
number
think we've
six.
lost Simon, or I don't know.
No, I'm here. I think you're the one who's having an issue. Um, yeah. So I'm saying Arsenal is in the sixth position. They will be looking to leapfrog the likes of Manchester United and West Ham. And if Arsenal win, they'll be on 20 points, which they'll go level to West Ham, but they'll not have a better goal difference compared to West Ham. Manchester United are also on 17 points. Wolves is on 16 points. Brighton is on 16 points, and Tottenham are on 15 points. So if Arsenal win, they'll move above United, assuming that United will lose to Man City. So Arsenal are on a high. Um, it's a club that really struggled at the beginning of the season. Remember that they lost the first three games of the season. They lost points, and they haven't lost in the last 10 matches, 11 matches, winning the last match they beat Burnley 1-0. Very close call, very close game, and they beat Tottenham, the London derby 3-1. So it's interesting to see how Arsenal take this one because remember that Watford do have a new coach and is going to um, try to outsmart Mikel Arteta. And the Arsenal team, as we've said, they are on a high. So it's, as I've said, it's interesting to see how the match goes on. Um, Watford just been promoted. They will want to prove a point against a big club. It's always good to play. Such small teams, they find it good to play against big clubs so that they can prove a point. For those small clubs, most of them um, sorry. Yeah, I'm saying most of those small clubs, and with all due respect, is not small clubs. Let me call them decent clubs. They usually like playing against top clubs so that they can prove a point. And to them, they usually treat big matches and big clubs like a cup final. So they will want to get out of the relegation zone. They will want to move higher up the table and maintain their position in the Premier League. At the same time, Arsenal would want to win so that they can get into the top four, top five. Steve, what are your thoughts on this Arsenal versus Watford game? We had lost you a bit.
Sorry guys, low internet imeamua. I don't know why. Uh,
Tutakuchangia bundles.
I'm actually using Safaricom, so it's very weird why
Mm, mm.
wananiangusha. Kindly Safaricom
Uh,
pull up.
mhm,
For Arsenal against Watford, I'd say I think also Arsenal will win.
mm,
I don't know why. Arsenal is just something is happening. I don't know what. They
mhm,
might not be playing so well, but they still get results. They grind out
mm.
results, which is it's good for them, but annoying for us as guys who are looking for banter.
Mhm.
Hatuna banter, tumemiss Arsenal in a banter, so I wish them the worst, but I expect the best from them. So
Mm.
I think it
I
will
think
end
at
maybe 2-0. Or yeah,
uh,
2-0.
2-0. I think at the moment they are just stacking up memes for Manchester United. They are just saving memes in folders ready to post once Manchester United loses any match. Sahii wametulia tu wanangoja. I think their biggest they are looking at the biggest game that is in 30th November when we play against them. So I think after hapo sasa ndio labda memes zitakuwa or not, but of late Arsenal are performing very well and it is difficult to ridicule a club that is performing well. Yeah. um they have players who are on form, like Emil Smith Rowe is on form. We have Bukayo Saka who is on form. We have the striker Aubameyang who's also on form. He has found his scoring fit and assist fit. So I agree with you. For me, I think it will be it will be a goal in this game. I'm seeing a 3-2, like a 2-1 sort of game, a narrow win for Arsenal, because I know Watford currently are not an easy side to play against, and as I've said, they have a new coach, and they usually perform very well against big clubs. Chelsea are also playing. Another London side will be playing tomorrow, and Chelsea will be playing host to Burnley. Uh, this one will be interesting, Steve, because both teams currently are using a very defensive approach and trying to hit teams on the break. But Nani proved the coach, um Tuchel, has proven to be a very smart coach. He seems to find a gear to change when Arsenal need to change the gear, and the fullbacks are scoring for them. The strikers are misfiring, but it's the fullbacks who are winning games for them.
Yeah. What I'd say about Chelsea is I think their fullbacks are great, are doing a good job. Chilwell on the left and Reece on the right.
Mm,
I think they are part of the bigger plan of Tuchel. I don't know. Uh, I can't explain Tuchel. I think there's something he tells his players.
mm,
They give 110%.
mhm,
When you watch a Chelsea game, all players are on deck. When it
mhm,
comes to defense, all they are all back. They defend as a unit and attack as a unit. So that's their biggest advantage. I am scared when we meet them. I don't know what will happen, especially if we continue with this guy. I don't
mm.
know. I'm
Which guy?
afraid.
Which guy?
So yeah,
Itabidi plakade yako utengeneze ikuwe
Chelsea will
kubwa.
win.
Okay.
Am I
Okay.
back?
Yeah, you're back. I'm saying itabidi your banner, you create a bigger banner with an ole out if we lose against Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea will win.
Tabidi too.
Yeah, but Burnley are an odd bunch. Burnley are an odd bunch because it's a team, when you expect them to perform well, they perform poorly. When you expect them not to concede goals, they concede goals. Burnley are a very odd bunch. Sometimes they are very solid. You can't even get a chance at goal. Sometimes they are very open. They can concede three quick goals. Sometimes they score one and play like the old Mourinho sides, where if they score the first one, they pack the bus and build a wall around the goalkeeper. So I think what Chelsea need to do is to make sure that they don't concede fast against Burnley, because I see that if Chelsea concede against Burnley fast, then they will have a difficult time against a very solid team. Because Burnley, Sean Dyche usually knows how to master a defensive masterclass against a big team. So Chelsea have to score. Unfortunately, there's a player I like. I like Timo Werner, but I don't know what's happening with him. Timo Werner is, I think, he's one of the unluckiest players in this world. His goals are either ruled out for offside, and when he has a chance to score, his balls usually hit the post or hit the crossbar. I mean that player is very unlucky. He needs to visit an African witch doctor or something. Huyo anafaa apitie kwa mganga mchawi ndio atolewe hiyo laana, because hawezi kuwa bao zote ni offside, tena kidogo kidogo ukigonga ball inapiga posts. Hmm?
Uh, yeah, I think I don't know. For Chelsea, I think they'll win. I am confident they'll
Mm,
win.
mhm,
Unless I don't know, Burnley come with a different kind of ball game that Chelsea were not
mm.
expecting. I think
Expecting, yeah.
Tuchel is the kind of coach where he studies other teams before he plays them,
Mm,
and he's very good at finding solutions
yeah.
against opponents. I
Mhm,
think that's the biggest, I'd say, trait, or
yeah.
he's really good at reading other teams. Because
Mm,
you might find Chelsea usually adapt to the situation,
yes.
as I think they showed their best kind of football when they went, I think, a man down against Liverpool,
Mm,
and they were able to do it a whole half and not to concede, which against Liverpool is it's really hard and
It's
difficult. So
difficult. Yeah. Yeah.
it's it's one of the hardest things to do, especially when you have Salah and
Mm. And the
Firmino
likes
and
of
Jota
Mane.
and Mane
Mm.
all
Mm.
all playing. So yeah, Chelsea, the coach is able to
To
read
find a
games,
way. Mm.
to find a way to grind a result. So I I don't think Burnley are such a hard task for Chelsea to. So if I'm to predict, I think a 3-0 or a 3-1 or a 4-2. Yeah, it will be a high scoring game for
Mm.
Chelsea, I think.
Yeah. The last three matches they've played, Chelsea has won 3-0, 3-0, and 2-0. So Chelsea have kept a clean sheet against Burnley. So also this one, I think it will be, for me, I predict a 2-0 win. And for those who are still sorting out their fantasy football, we were just discussing off air with Steve that one of the players to get is Rhys James because he seems to be either providing an assist
Of course.
or scoring. I think two defenders that or three defenders that people should look into when they are having their fantasy football is Joao Cancelo from Man City, Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool, and Reece James from Chelsea, because currently those three fullbacks are on form. And speaking about Trent Alexander-Arnold, um, his performance against Atletico Madrid was amazing. He provided good assists as well as defensive cover, and he ran the show for Liverpool. And Liverpool came out today saying that Roberto Firmino suffered an injury in that game and he won't be available. But Liverpool, the way they are playing at the moment, they won't miss him because the little man, Diogo Jota, is on fire. Mm.
Uh, this I think this week they'll go against a different kind of football
Mhm.
where it's more physical. I
Mm.
think
Mhm.
West Ham have a really nice physical team.
Mhm.
When you see guys like Antonio, guys like Rice,
Benrahma. Mm.
Benrahma is a bit techy, I'd say.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
doesn't have that physical
Yeah,
presence.
physical. Ah,
But
okay.
guys like Antonio Susek, is it Susek
Suchek,
or
yeah.
Suchek,
Yeah,
Rice,
Suchek, yeah. Mm.
Rice
Mm.
also.
Yeah.
And the defenders are also uh, imposing.
We, yeah, we have
So
Ogbonna, we have the other
we
guy
have
who came from
Diop,
Chelsea.
is it Diop?
Yeah, Diop, we have Ogbonna, and then we have the other guy from Chelsea. What is his name? He
We have
signed from
Zuma,
Chelsea. Yeah, Zuma. Those are big lads. Yeah.
big lad. So it
Mm.
won't be easy for Liverpool, I'd say.
Yeah.
And going by the game against Brighton, I think uh, a well arranged and planned team where
Mm.
like a well coached, let's just say a well coached and drilled team can
Mm.
actually grind a result against Liverpool, as Brighton showed.
Mm.
So I wouldn't put it past West Ham since they're also
Mhm.
at home.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, they can do something. I hope they do something.
Mhm.
I think this roller coaster of Liverpool needs to be stopped early enough before it before it goes too far and we can't catch up.
Yeah,
So
true, true. But I think the team that we should be catching up to is Chelsea, because Chelsea currently are on top of the Premier
I don't know
League
if I think
with a gap of 3 points.
I don't know why, but I feel like Chelsea will
Will drop
something will
off.
happen.
Mm.
They'll drop off. I don't know what will happen, but I don't know. I just feel like once they start playing bigger teams, when the Champions League, because I'm sure they'll progress further. So when the Champions League also gets in, I think that's when it will be a bit crunchy for them. I think
Mm.
they'll have to choose one or the other. I don't think they can go for all of them full throttle. So it
Mhm.
depends. It depends. If they go for the league and decide that Champions is not, because they already won it, it's not so important for them. They
Mhm.
might clinch it. But if they decide to go for both, I think they'll drop off in the Premier League because the Premier League is quite demanding. So I'd say Liverpool are my favorites still, just for the reason that they play good football and not so many teams can cope with them.
Yeah.
Still have Salah as my captain fantasy. So that should tell you that I
Pers-
fear
pers-
Liverpool.
yeah, personally, I don't want Liverpool to win because if they win, then Sir Alex's effort will be nullified because remember now we'll be on 20 trophies each,
Yeah,
20 league titles each, and Ole Gunnar needs to do something because
but yes.
we've made fun of Liverpool for so many years, and knocking off their patch, and then now they've come. And if we continue like this, they might overtake us and win even the 21st trophy.
Yeah, but I think it's an inevitability. I think
Mm,
they'll win it before us. That's my honest opinion. I think they're in a better position to win the league, so I wouldn't be so disappointed that they equaled our number of trophies, because they deserve to have won the league. They have a good
mhm,
team. They have a good coach. They have a big fan base, so they're primed to win the league. So it wouldn't come as a shock to me that they won their 20th trophy, which I think they will do, even if not this season. I think for them they are a bit closer to winning a
mm.
league than we are. So yeah, it will happen. So better earlier than later. If it happens, it happens. We'll find another conversation to talk about. I don't know
Yeah.
what will happen, but
Mm,
yeah. But for the going talking about this weekend, I think I'll go for. I'm confident that West Ham will get a result, so I'll go for a draw,
mm.
2-2 draw.
2-all draw. Yeah, interesting. Personally, I'll go for a 3-1 win to Liverpool. I know my mind keeps saying 3-1, but I know all fixtures I'm saying 3-1, but this one I think it's a 3-1 win to Liverpool.
I'm confident that West Ham will have something. They'll have an answer for Salah and Mane.
Mm, mm,
So Antonio, I have Antonio in my fantasy also. So I expect
mhm,
Antonio to score this side and Salah to score the other, both
mhm.
having braces. And yeah, that would be a beautiful game week for me.
And
Yeah,
and and mind you, West Ham played yesterday. West Ham played yesterday, so food for thought. Food for thought. We have Tottenham. We have Antonio Conte's Tottenham playing away to Everton, and it's good to see the Premier League having top managers now coming in. Remember, the Premier League now has Pep, Klopp, Benitez, Conte, Ateta. the, the only big coach.
you should have stopped at four.
Arteta has won
What is
trophies.
upset? What is
I've
upset?
mentioned I've mentioned those coaches that have
No,
won
don't
trophies.
disrespect coaches. There are some names that shouldn't be mentioned in the same sentence. So kindly retract that last name. It's not deserving. Yeah, I think
So you
you've
want me to
mentioned.
include Ole in that list?
Oh no,
Ole does not
Ole
even
is nowhere
deserve
near. I think Ole
nowhere
would
near.
be in the worst three coaches in the Premier League. I
Mm,
think if we
mm,
had that list, Ole would be in it.
mhm,
I don't care what people will say. People will say I'm a hater. I don't care, but I think he's top three, the worst coaches in the Premier League.
mm,
Because you can't produce with such players. I don't know what you need as a coach. I
mhm,
am sure if we put what's the Potter? Is Potter the
mm.
Brighton coach? If you give
Yes.
Brighton same players that Ole has, 9 out of 10 times he'll get better results. Simply because he has a system.
Yeah, system of play. What if you take Ole and place him in a team, let's say like Leeds?
They'll be relegated. That's for sure. That's relegated. That's being relegated for sure. I can assure you. If Ole loses his job today, I can assure you, no top 15 teams in the league will take him.
Mhm,
Which
mhm,
team? Just to be honest, right now, if Ole was sacked today, which
mhm.
team in the Premier League would take him?
Well, I'm sure Harambee Stars can take him.
No, in the Premier League. In the Premier League,
No,
Would
in
there
the
be
Premier League,
anything that
no.
would be interesting?
In the Premier League, I don't think he can
I
get
highly
any
doubt.
chance.
I think he'd go back to Norway. I think that's
Of
his only option.
Yeah, of
Or
which I
go to
think
the Champions.
in the Norwegian league, I saw a clip some time ago of some Molde fans calling for his sacking. Um, yeah,
But at least he won
yeah.
things
So
there.
no, you just won, I think, the league. I don't think he won anything else. He just won one league title with Molde.
Yeah.
So Antonio Conte saw the work he has to do at Tottenham, because I watched that game. Um, Very, very good goals from both teams, but he has a lot of work because people like Eric Dyer, um, uh, they were shit, to be honest. Um, if Antonio Conte is to win any trophy at Tottenham, I think he needs to get better players. Some of the players in that squad don't deserve to start for that team. They are struggling. They are struggling a lot because you look at Son, you look at Kane, you look at Lucas Moura. These are top players, but you look at their midfield. Other than Dombele, I don't think, and Dombele and Hoiberg, I don't think there is any other player there you can say. Looking at their defense, he based on how Conte plays, I think Tottenham need to buy players. They need to buy players. I
Do they play
saw,
five at the back?
yeah, Conte always plays five at the back. He always plays a 3-5-2. Conte is a 3-5-2. Whether you prepare or not, Conte will play 3-5-2 against you and beat you. That's why I love coaches like Conte, Sir Alex, Pep, Klopp, and even Arsene Wenger. You know the formation they'll use, and they will still beat you because they
The
just
triggers
change
one.
something small. They just change something small, and they give the players the confidence. So in this match, it will be an interesting one because it's Benitez versus Conte. But in my view, my opinion is, on my prediction is, Tottenham will win this game.
I also think Benitez and Everton have been struggling this season.
Mhm.
I think something is not clicking in that team. I don't know what,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they've been struggling not even against big teams, but even I don't want to say
Smaller.
smaller teams, but mid-table to lower table teams.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's something that is amiss at Everton. So I
Mhm.
also think just because of the new manager bounce,
Mhm.
Tottenham might just sneak a dirty goal and win it 1-0 or 2-1 or something.
Yeah.
So I also go with Tottenham win. Yeah, but I don't want to take you back, but I just want to ask you a question about Manchester.
Mhm.
Close because I see time is also going out.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
think how many goals do you think, or do you think a loss to City will mean gets the sack, or the board still have confidence that he can change things around?
Personally, I think he will get the sack. He will get the sack, but what might save him is that there are no options to replace him. All the options that are there are currently employed elsewhere. You look at the names being linked to the job. The one that is free to take over is Zidane. Zidane is the only person who is available to come in and take over from Ole. And in my opinion, I think Zidane is the same as Ole. Zidane is not a hands-on coach; he's more of a man manager. So it means that if Zidane is to come in, then it means we have to sack the entire coaching team, and he has to come with his team. And remember that majority of Zidane's team is still in Real Madrid, currently employed there. So, do you think a coach at Real Madrid will accept to come to Manchester United? I don't think so. So, I think Ole will get the sack. And as I said earlier, um, it's easier to do it now because you have an international break coming. So, the next coach will have around a 2 week period, give or take. The board will also have a 2 week period to sort things out early. So I think if Ole loses this, there is a high chance, and I think he will get sacked. If he does not get sacked now, I think they have to go with another coach next season. I don't see Ole proceeding next season.
I think I also think he if he loses, but I'm not confident with our board. But I think
Mhm,
if he gets sacked, they may just go for maybe a caretaker again.
mhm,
I think they'd go for a caretaker. That's my 2 cents. As they try and get the right man for the job,
mhm,
they might go even for a Rooney. You never know
mhm,
because I think Manchester is a very nostalgic team or club where they think that if a player is a star, then he should be a good a star also in the managerial seat. So
mhm,
I also think they'd go for a caretaker, maybe up to January or up to the time when they can negotiate a good coach for the club.
mhm.
The only mistake I wouldn't want them to do is if we get a bounce, then they decide again to give a caretaker manager a longer period. I don't think that's
Yeah,
I think once beaten, twice shy.
quite shy. True,
So,
true.
yeah. So
I think that's why. Yeah, so sorry to cut you short, but I think that's why they didn't go for Conte. Because they looked at the situation around Mourinho. Because let's be honest, Conte is a manager who will come in for 1, 2, 3 seasons, win you trophies, and leave you in so much trouble than you were even before he came in. So I think they assessed it. They looked at Mourinho. He came in, won trophies, big trophies. Then he left the club in shambles. Conte similar. If you look at how Conte left Juventus, how he left Chelsea, how he left Inter Milan, he usually causes a storm before he leaves. So I think that's the reason why Manchester United did not go for Conte. At the same time, I have a colleague who keeps telling me that Ole is Ferguson's son. So as long as Alex Ferguson is at the club, Ole will be getting more time because Ole will be like, I also got around 7 years to work things out until I started winning trophies. So probably Ferguson is also whispering to the boards here and telling them, hey, we are still building. Let's give him time and see what he does.
but I think the problem with that is right now it's a completely different world and different situation
Mm.
compared to when Sir Alex was struggling.
The
I
manager,
think
yeah.
yeah, I think when Sir Alex came in, we were not regularly winning.
Hmm.
We were not a winning side.
Yeah.
But once now, all like our generation, our full generation right now, know Manchester as a powerhouse
Hmm.
where we are supposed, not like we don't, we are supposed to be winning every trophy. So it will be hard for any fans to give any kind of coach any like 3, 4 seasons without delivering. I think that's an impossibility right now. Whoever
Mm.
you are, it doesn't matter the coach. I don't think
Yeah.
right now the Manchester United fans that I know supporters are not that kind of supporters where they'll be that patient because we have been winning before. If it was a case like Tottenham where they have not been winning, I think they can give up a coach more time.
Mm.
But in our situation, is a bit tricky because the
Hmm.
fans are angry. I can assure you, I would take a Conte if
Hmm.
he assured me for one trophy, then
Mm.
everything goes to shit. And
Mm.
prefer just to get that one trophy back and to
Did
make
you
all.
see? I think I sent a meme or a post in our fantasy group, the one that was saying that I think let me just get it here and see whether I can share it so that the guys can see. Um, let me share my screen so that
Was
the
it the
guys
one
can
about
see.
the number of coaches that have been sacked? Or
Yes, yes.
oh yeah,
Uh, yeah. Let me see whether I can share it so that our fans at home also can see it. It was an interesting one. Um, let's see. No, 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 no. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, that one. Yeah, as you can see there. um, Maybe at the screen. Yeah. as you can see there, um, Ole Gunnar has now outlasted 3 Barca managers, 3 Real Madrid managers, 3 Juventus managers, 2 Chelsea managers, 2 Bayern Munich managers, 2 Arsenal managers, 3 Spurs managers, 2 Inter managers, 1 PSG manager. These clubs combined have won 27 trophies during Ole's time.
And you wonder why people are still oleing. I don't know why people are still oleing. Right now, I'm hungry for a trophy. Regardless, I would be happy with a FA, honestly. Even an FA Cup, just a cup that we can say the drought is over. At least I think if we get a trophy, we can build on that. I think Manchester United is the kind of team where when we get a little success, we can build on that. And I think that was done successfully by SAF. I think Sir Alex Ferguson, from the moment he won the first trophy, he brought in that hunger, that determination, where regardless, I don't think there was a time between, I think early 2000s, I was still in primary, so, but we didn't have a lot of big names.
Yeah.
You would say maybe the Beckham was a big name. Maybe, I honestly don't think Roy Keane is a really big, he might be a legend by the fact that he won trophies, but I don't think he was a legend by his football ability. I think he was aggressive. I'd say that, but he was not. I don't know the word to use, but he was not.
He was not a
He was
big
not.
name player. He was not
He
a
was a
big
big
name
name.
player.
Yes, he was a big. I think most players in Manchester were big just by the fact that we won trophies.
Yeah, but just by the fact that they were in a team that was winning trophies.
That was winning trophies.
That's why they are legends.
That's why they're legends, I think.
Yeah.
But they were not. There are players that you would single out like Beckham, Cantona, York,
Yeah.
Cole. Those were big. But players like Sheringham, Solskjaer,
Yeah.
they were not names, but since they were in a winning team,
Yeah.
people thought they were big names. Like
True.
Gary Neville, those are not really big names in my book, especially since I started following Manchester a long time ago. I don't think they were big names, but they were known because of the team that they played for.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was my point. I can't even remember where the main point I was talking about. What was I talking about?
Yeah. You are saying we just need to win one trophy and
Yeah, we
everything will
just
be
need
back on track.
to build on it. I think United is the kind of team where if we win a trophy, I think we can build on that. On that, it will give us some kind of arrogance, some kind of confidence. We're going even on a new season. We'll have that belief that we can do more, which I think is a good thing. So I wouldn't be against even a Conte. I don't care if it's negative football, if it's I really don't care, but I just need us to win something. I think that's the only thing that is left right now in the Manchester jigsaw. We have the players. I think we have the facilities, I guess so. I'd assume so. I think the only part that is remaining is the technical part of it, the technical bench, which includes. We have the backing. I wouldn't say that we haven't been backed, honestly. To be honest, I think for the couple of years that Ole has managed, I think Manchester has spent good
400
money.
plus. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. And I know you usually don't like being asked this question, but what if Arteta was the one who was given that sort of budget and sort of support at, let's say, a club like Arsenal? He was able to bring in the likes of Bruno. He was able to bring in the likes of Wan-Bissaka, Ronaldo, Cavani. Would he perform the same as Ole, or would he be better than Ole?
I think we talked about this a week or two ago. I think I'd say he'd perform better than Ole, especially in the cup games, but he would still not be good enough to win the league. I think the cups, like he can win a Champions League. I think Arteta is good enough to win a Champions League, especially if he has the players, because it's a one-off game. all games are like a final where if you win, you progress. If you don't, you're out. I think that is where he beats Ole, where Ole is not able to tactically maneuver a one-off game.
Mhm.
Uh, that's why you'll find. I think Ole is the most inconsistent. Like you'll find, we'll have our league. We don't have like a plateau in our season.
Mm.
Our season
Mm.
is goes up and
Yeah.
down, up and down. Then when you do the average, in your head you think that it was a plateau, but in actual sense, it was up and down, up
Mm.
and down. But you'll find
Yeah.
most coaches, there is usually a trajectory where it's rising, 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 and maybe it
Mm.
might dip a little, then rise again. But always is ground
Mm.
ground
Mm.
sky. It's
Mm.
very
Mm.
inconsistent. That's why
Mm.
you might think that he performs well in the league simply by the fact that we have big players who will get him out of trouble, and we
Mm.
might win some games that we actually weren't, what's the word? We weren't supposed to win.
Mm.
Games where we perform badly, but simply because we have Bruno or Ronaldo in the field, we scored and we won the game. But when you
Yeah.
measure the performance, it was very poor.
Mm.
And when it comes to cup games, performance means goals and it means wins. Cup games, all teams come with their A game, so you
Mm.
wouldn't hide against. It's harder to hide in cup games than in the league, where most teams say, it's Manchester, let them win just 3 points. We'll score the second leg or
Yeah.
something. So it's
Yeah.
harder.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this. I don't like talking about um managers in this way, but I think Ateta will perform way better than Ole, given the current squad that Manchester United had. Scratch that. I think even Brendan Rodgers can win the league,
Yeah.
given what Manchester United has. Because as you said, they have a way of playing. They have tactics. They are hands on. They coach their teams. They coach a player. And what I'd like to see from Ole Gunnar is that sort of an iron fist. You look at coaches like Klopp. You look at coaches like Pep. Pep has dropped what's the player's name? Sterling. Pep has dropped Sterling. Reason being, he has bought a 100 million man who he needs. He does not have a striker. You'd expect he would play Sterling or something like that as a forward or play three forwards, but Sterling is not playing. You look at Klopp, the game versus Manchester United, he benched Mane. He has the authority to bench Mane. Look at Arteta. He's benching Pepe. He's benching Lacazette. Ole Gunnar does not have that sort of cojones, the balls to say, Maguire not performing well. Until you prove your shit, you stay in the bench. Eric Bailly, you're fit, come and play. Greenwood, you've had your chance, you've not scored. Lingard, come in and play. Cavani, go in there, show me what you can do. You see, because you look at the squad Manchester United has, and we've had this from a lot of even rival fans, that Manchester United has one of the best squads in the world, not even in the league, in the world. You look at that squad, we are just missing one player, a defensive midfielder. But in every position, we have good players. They might not be necessarily
Not even
world
one
class
player.
players.
We
Mm.
have depth actually.
Yeah, we have depth.
We
But all
have
I'm
depth.
saying is, yeah, all I'm saying is, if we can have a Dindi or a Kante or a Decore in midfield, a battling midfielder. Okay, McTominay does his best, but he's not up to that standards when especially we play against top clubs like Liverpool, City, Arsenal. He usually struggles. So what I'd like to see from Ole myself is he needs to have the balls to drop players. He needs to tell players you are competing for places, because this favoritism he has, he's favoring one player, he's preferring one player from another. It's what is killing the team. Um, you look at Arteta, he has the authority to tell Pepe. Bukayo Saka is playing well, you're on the bench, my friend. Until you show your worth, until you prove in training that you can perform, you won't play. You look at players like Donny van der Beek. You look at players like Jadon Sancho. They've never missed an international call up. Right now, they are not even being considered for the international team in the international break. So personally, if I were to speak to Ole, I'll tell him, yes, I know you have your preferred players. Yes, I know that you trust these players more than these ones, these other ones, but you need to give them time to play. We've extended our show. I think we can have a discussion for Ole later. And we also need to have other players, other contributors coming in and talking about their club. So if you're an Arsenal fan and you're interested in becoming a contributor to our show, please drop us a DM on across our social media pages, and we shall add you to our group. We're also looking for Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, City fans, and any football fan, so that we can grow this footballing community. We don't want to only talk about Manchester United. We want to talk about all other clubs. Steve, I think it's time to go. We also need to go out and have a few drinks.
Think for yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
Pockets are not open.
A drink can also be a soda. It can be tea.
Yeah, it can be anything, even a glass of water.
Yeah, even a glass of water. So until when? When do we have our next show? Monday?
Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys. Cheers. Bye bye.